A phone with a camera that moves on its own and follows you around like a drone. A keyboard with a full stream deck built right into it. A fan that projects floating holograms in midair. And an AI brain that can control your entire home from a single doorbell. None of this is science fiction. All of this already exists, is already available for pre-order, or is already for sale. And today, I'm going to show you the real specs and why these are going viral. There are 16 gadgets on this list. Let's kick things off with the craziest one of the bunch, a phone that literally has a robot built into it. It officially dropped on August 12, 2026 in Guangzhou, China, after months of teasers at MWC Barcelona and appearances at the Cannes Film Festival. And the reason everyone was hyped for this launch comes down to one thing. This phone has a built-in robotic gimbal. We're not talking about software image stabilization here. We're talking about an actual titanium mechanical gimbal with 4 degrees of freedom mounted on top of the phone that physically rotates, tilts, and tracks subjects in 360 degrees. It's literally a camera with a neck. So what's this actually good for? It films you in vlog mode and automatically follows you as you walk, with nobody holding the phone. It can respond to gestures and voice commands to move on its own. And because it has real freedom of movement, it pulls off cinematic shots, pans, subject tracking, dynamic tracking that you used to only get with a human camera operator or a $300 external gimbal. The rest of the camera system holds its own too. It packs a triple setup, 200-megapixel main camera mounted directly on the 4D gimbal, a telephoto lens, and a 50-megapixel ultra-wide. But the most interesting part isn't the hardware, it's the partnership behind it. Honor teamed up with AIVOR, yes, the same cinema camera brand used in Hollywood, to bring log-C recording and professional LUT color grading straight to the phone. In other words, film set level color science in your pocket. As for the display, it's got a 6.31-inch LTPO-OLED panel with adaptive refresh rate from 1 to 120 Hz, peak brightness of 6,800 nits, wild for outdoor use, PWM dimming at 4,320 Hz to protect your eyes during long use. Protected by Honor's own nano-crystal shield glass. Under the hood, it runs on Qualcomm's fastest chip available, the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5, with 120 watts wired fast charging. And here's the AI part. The phone runs a mode called WAIORD, powered by Alibaba's Tianwen language model, capable of executing over 100 steps of complex tasks from a single voice command, working across apps and ecosystems without you having to touch anything. Honor is even giving it away for free, for life, on the Chinese version. Now, the bad news. Right now, this phone is not available globally. Pre-orders are only open in China. Honor has confirmed an international version is coming, but they want the AI experience to be ready for markets outside China before rolling it out. So if you fell in love with the gimbal, you'll either need to wait for the next generation or start looking into importing one. I'll drop the link to the official event page in the description so you can follow the global rollout when it happens. And if a phone with a neck already blew your mind, wait until you see the next one, because we're moving on to a keyboard with a full stream deck hidden inside it. The Corsair Galleon 100SD is probably the first gaming keyboard that swaps out the numpad for a full stream deck. And that's not marketing hype. It's literally that. Think about it. If you stream, play competitively, or just use your PC for work and gaming in the same space, you know the problem. Your desk ends up covered in gadgets, a macro pad here, a stream deck there, a little screen monitoring your temps somewhere else. Every gadget adds a function, but it also adds cables, clutter, and friction, because you have to glance away every single time you want to switch a song or check your stats. Corsair partnered directly with Elgato, the makers of the original Stream Deck. And instead of selling you the keyboard on one side and the stream controller on the other, they fused them into a single device, built on what they call Corsair Axon. On the right side, where the numpad would normally sit, you instead get 12 fully customizable LCD keys, each with its own icon and function. 2 multifunction dials for volume, scrolling, or macros. A 5-inch color display, 720 by 180, where you can see real-time hardware stats, control Spotify or Discord, or keep an eye on your Twitch channel without switching windows. All of this without leaving the keyboard, without touching your mouse, without losing focus on whatever you're playing or streaming. And since it runs on Elgato software, you get access to the Stream Deck marketplace, with profiles and plugins already made by other users for specific games and apps, ready to install in seconds. And heads up, the screen isn't the only thing that shines here. The keyboard itself is genuinely competitive grade, not just a fancy add-on. 8000 Hz hyperpolling via Corsair Axon, ultra-low latency for competitive players. FlashTap SOCD for cleaner directional inputs in shooters and fighting games, avoiding conflicts between opposing keys. MLX Pulse linear switches, factory pre-lubed, and hot swappable if you want to change them later. PBT double-shot keycaps, resistant to wear and shine over time. Aluminum top plate with a matte finish, plus an RGB mood light bar running across the top. This is one of those gadgets that when you first see it on video, you assume it's an editing trick or some kind of post-production effect. But no, it's real, running live in front of the camera. The Hildors 3D Holographic Fan. How does it work? It uses a technology that isn't new on its own, but here it's taken to another level. Persistence of vision, POV. Basically, it's a propeller with dozens of LEDs spinning at such a high speed that your eye stops perceiving the individual blades and instead reads the lights turning on and off as a solid, three-dimensional image floating in midair. No special glasses, no AR headset, nothing to wear. It's your own brain doing the trick for you. And here's what I find most interesting about this project, beyond the hardware: the brand's approach. The team behind Hildors has been researching this type of holographic display since 2022, and they noticed something interesting. Up until now, this kind of holographic fan has been used almost exclusively for advertising, in malls, store windows, trade show booths. People stop, look for a couple of seconds, snap a photo, and keep walking. Hildors decided to bet on something different. Instead of another device for advertising products, they built it for storytelling. The idea is that you can have original characters, digital pets, or animated scenes of your own floating on your desk or living room, like a mashup between a decorative lamp and a sci-fi hologram. Key specs on this device: 360-degree holographic visuals, viewable from almost any angle in the room. Built-in surround sound, so audio matches whatever's floating in front of you. 4 GB of internal storage, so you can save content without always relying on the app. Full control through a mobile app, where you can design your own visuals, upload custom content, and share it with other users in the community. In other words, it's not just a device for playing pre-made animations. The goal is for it to become a kind of creation platform, similar to how video editing apps work, but for content that literally floats. If your house is full of smart devices from different brands, a Ring camera here, some Lifx bulbs there, an Echo in the living room, a thermostat from yet another brand in the hallway, you already know the problem. Each one has its own app, its own account, its own rules, and none of them actually talk to each other. You end up with a phone full of separate apps just to control your own house. Oval, from the company Irvine, positions itself as the solution to exactly that problem. An AI home hub that installs as a smart doorbell on your front door, but is actually designed to work as the central brain for your entire home, not just another camera. Let's start with the hardware. The device includes a 7-inch touchscreen that acts as a central control panel. From there, you can video call whoever's at the door, leave video messages for visitors, arm or disarm your security system, and control the rest of your connected devices. An outdoor camera rated IP65 for water resistance, protected with Gorilla Glass to handle the elements. Compatibility with over 3,000 smart devices from other brands, including Ring, Nest, Amazon Echo, Honeywell, and Lifx, meaning you don't have to ditch what you already own. Oval connects to what you've already bought. Edge AI processing, which means the AI runs inside the device, not on a cloud server. That has 2 concrete advantages. Alerts arrive faster since there's no round trip to the internet, and your data and footage stay inside your home, which is a big win for privacy. But the feature that really sets it apart from a regular smart doorbell is how it handles alerts. Any basic security camera sends you a generic motion-detected notification every time a car drives by, a shadow moves, or your own cat walks across the yard. That floods your notifications, and over time, you end up ignoring all of them, even the ones that actually matter. If you make vlogs, travel a lot, or just hate sitting down to edit, this next gadget is built exactly for you. The PANOX V5, a 360 camera that promises to shoot, edit, and upload your content without you ever having to touch your phone during the process. PANOX isn't a new or thrown-together brand. It's LaPano's line of 360 cameras, a company that's already released several generations of these cameras, the V2, the V3, and now the V5, and has built a solid reputation in the niche of 360 cameras for motorcyclists, skiers, and action content creators. What sets the V5 apart from the rest is that it runs Android 13 built directly into the camera. That sounds like a minor technical detail, but it completely changes how you use it. Instead of shooting, pulling the memory card, transferring the file to your phone, and then editing, opening apps, and exporting, the camera itself has the operating system needed to process, AI edit, and publish directly from the device. The campaign's own tagline sums it up pretty well. Shoot, edit, stream, share. Literally the entire workflow without ever pulling your phone out of your pocket. Other features it inherits from the LaPano lineup, plus what the V5 adds. Capture at resolutions up to 8K with extremely high-resolution panoramic photos. Built-in GPS/GNSS, useful if you're doing routes, hiking, or want to automatically geotag your videos. Works fully standalone, without needing to be tethered to a smartphone. Something the brand highlights in its own promo videos. You can leave it recording an entire scene and let it automatically capture the best moments on its own. Now let's be honest about the numbers here, because this campaign is just getting started. As of recording this video, the Kickstarter campaign had only reached a small percentage of its funding goal, with several weeks still to go. The WAIORD K7 falls into that category of gadgets where you look at it and think, there's no way all of that actually fits in there. The campaign describes it as a multi-tool the size of a watch for outdoor activities. And when I say the size of a watch, I mean that literally. You can wear it on your wrist, clip it to your backpack, or carry it in your pocket thanks to its magnetic mount. Let's start with the lighting system, because it's more complete than it looks at first glance. White light for regular flashlight use. UV light, useful for spotting stains, checking counterfeit bills, or just poking around at night. RGB ambient light, for use as a decorative or signal light at camp. But the feature that really sets it apart from every other multi-tool on the market is its windproof electric arc lighter. Instead of a traditional lighter that dies with any gust of wind, it uses an electric arc between two electrodes that keeps working even in conditions where a regular lighter would give up. If you're the type who carries 3 different cables, a separate MagSafe charger, and still somehow runs out of battery by mid-afternoon, the Pixy Go 2 from Futurista Tech is built to solve exactly that problem. This isn't Futurista's first compact power bank. The brand has already raised over $1 million across 6 previous crowdfunding campaigns, including the original Pixy Go and the Pixy Mini. The Go 2 is literally the evolution of that first model, thinner and packed with way more functionality in the same body. Key specs: 10,000 mAh capacity, in a body up to 30% thinner and lighter than a standard power bank of the same capacity. MagSafe-compatible wireless charging, so you can snap it right onto your iPhone with no cables. Built-in USB-C cable, so you don't need to carry a separate one in your bag. An extra USB-C port, letting it charge up to 3 devices at once. For example, your phone via MagSafe, your AirPods via the built-in cable, and a tablet through the extra port. Meet the TICKEY from the brand Takolink. It's basically a small color e-ink display. The same family of tech used in e-readers, but in color, mounted on a clip you can attach to your backpack, your work badge, leave on your desk, or even stick to your fridge. The idea behind TICKEY is that the image it shows isn't fixed. From the app on your phone, you can change the design whenever you want. One day, it might show artwork from your favorite show or fandom. The next, it could work as a to-do list reminder on your desk. And another day, it could turn into a little weather dashboard stuck to your fridge door. Technical details worth mentioning. E-ink display with over 48 native colors, thanks to a technology called Modos, which noticeably improves detail over traditional black and white e-paper. Runs on an ESP32-S3 chip, the same type of controller used in a lot of open hardware projects, which in theory opens the door for the community to build their own functions or integrations. readable even in direct sunlight, and like all e-paper tech, uses virtually zero power while the image stays static. It only draws battery when actually refreshing the screen. The brand claims over 1,000 screen refreshes per charge, measured under lab conditions. From the app, you can connect the device, edit your own images, choose between different modes, clock mode, weather mode, reminder mode, animate the pixels for simple little animations, or just pick from templates already made by the community if you don't feel like designing anything from scratch. This next gadget solves a very specific problem, but one you've probably run into. You're at a family gathering, you want to show off some photos from your trip, and you end up passing your phone hand to hand, praying nobody accidentally swipes into something private. Takolink was built exactly out of that situation. It's described as the first wireless portable display built phone first. And what sets it apart from a regular portable monitor is the radical simplicity of connecting to it. No Wi-Fi needed, no app to download, no Bluetooth pairing in advance, no cable. You turn the device on, and any nearby phone sees it automatically in its screen share or cast list on both iPhone and Android. One tap and your screen shows up bigger in front of everyone. The creators themselves, a small team of product designers who originally built it for their own work meetings, show off several uses beyond the obvious. Showing photos or videos to a group without passing the phone around, reviewing design comment threads as a team, using it as a giant monitor for your phone's camera while cooking, filming, or framing a shot, something that's normally a pain to see on a 6-inch screen. Connecting it as a regular display for your laptop too, with Windows support via a simple Win+K shortcut, and reported compatibility with the Nintendo Switch and Mac Mini. Now, something worth saying with total transparency. The creators themselves admit on their page that development cost way more than they expected, and that their current prototype still uses a 3D printed shell to avoid the high cost of mass production molds. In other words, we're talking about a genuinely early-stage project from a small team, not a product from an established brand. Yes, this is the same Shark behind the vacuums and kitchen gadgets, Shark Ninja's sister brand to Ninja, and they've gone all in on personal cooling gadgets with the Shark ChillPill. What sets it apart from a regular portable fan is that it combines 3 different ways to cool you down in one device, something Shark claims no other personal cooler on the market offers together. A high-speed fan with airflow up to 25 feet per second. A dry-touch evaporative mist system, which cools you off without leaving your skin wet, meant for both indoor and outdoor use. And the star feature, the InstaChill cooling plate, which cools down in seconds and, when pressed against your skin, can drop your body temperature in that spot by up to 16 degrees Fahrenheit, nearly 9 degrees Celsius, almost instantly. The brand positions it specifically for sudden heat moments, hot flashes, post-workout, long travel days, or just those random heat waves that hit out of nowhere. And since it can be FSA and HSA eligible in the US, subject to your plan administrator's requirements, a lot of people are also using it as a relief tool for menopause-related symptoms. The BluHub tackles a very specific problem, but one that's probably familiar. You've got a box somewhere in a closet full of Blu-ray, DVD, or CD discs, home movies, old photos burned years ago, some college project, and no way to play any of it because your current laptop doesn't even have an optical drive. BluHub bills itself as a 9-in-1 hub, and the core idea is simple. Instead of buying a separate Blu-ray reader and a separate port hub, they combine them into one device with a design that literally looks like a grand piano sitting on your desk. Features included reading and writing, Blu-ray, DVD, and CD discs. It doesn't just play, it can also burn, so you can use it to create your own physical backups of important files. Data transfer at 10 gigabits per second, way faster than a standard USB hub. Built-in SD and micro SD card reader. Combined USB-C and USB-A ports. This is the ULHpro, the new generation of the ultimate lens hood. A product you might not know by name, but that you've probably seen in photos of airplanes, aquariums, or observation decks without that annoying glare that usually ruins the shot. The ultimate lens hood isn't a new product. It was originally funded on Kickstarter back in 2018, and the brand claims over 40,000 units have been used by photographers around the world since. The ULHpro is basically the evolution of that original product, redesigned from the ground up based on years of feedback from photographers and content creators. The concept is so simple, it's surprising nobody thought of it sooner. It's a soft, flexible silicone hood that stretches over your lens, and when pressed against glass, an airplane window, an aquarium tank, the glass wall of a skyscraper observation deck physically blocks any reflection or glare, letting your camera see only what's on the other side of the glass. No editing, no expensive polarizing filters, no post-production tricks. If your bag is a tangled nest of cables in different lengths and speeds, the Pullwtop, from the brand Pullwtop, wants to be the only cable you ever need to carry again. It's a fully retractable USB 4 cable, so instead of hauling around a balled-up cable 1.5 meters long stuffed in your bag, it extends only as far as you need and retracts on its own when you're done. But the retractable mechanism isn't the only cool part. It doesn't cut corners on performance to stay compact. Fast charging up to 240 watts via USB PD 3.1. Enough to charge pretty much any laptop on the market, not just a phone. Data transfer at 20 gigabits per second. True USB 4 speed, way above what a generic USB-C cable offers. Supports video output up to 8K at 60 Hz, so it can also work as a cable to connect your laptop to an external monitor. The Cybervaul, from the brand RayQ, tackles a problem any content creator knows well. Your phone's storage fills up fast, video files keep getting heavier, and regular external drives end up being a mess of loose cables. You forget exactly when you need them most. Key features: magnetic connection. Instead of hunting for the right port, the drive snaps onto its base with magnets, similar to how MagSafe works on an iPhone. Transfer speeds up to 10 gigabits per second. Up to 8 terabytes of capacity. A built-in smart screen that shows real-time storage status and drive activity, instead of the typical LED light that tells you nothing. LED activity indicator, so you can tell at a glance if it's transferring data. Also supports charging up to 100 watts, so it can double as a power delivery hub for your laptop. The AIVOR L1 is perfectly summed up by its own campaign tagline: one light, two worlds, infinite atmosphere. It's a dual-head ambient light, and that's where the design gets clever. Each head does something different. One head produces what the brand calls sunset glow, a warm, diffused glow that mimics sunset light, ideal for a relaxed nighttime vibe. The other head is dynamic RGB lighting, for anyone who wants something more vibrant, color effects, music sync, or just switching up the mood of a room in seconds. And here's the most interesting detail. The two heads are detachable via a magnetic design, so you're not stuck using them together. You can split them up and place each one in a different spot in the room, one on the nightstand, another behind the monitor, or keep them together for a stronger combined effect. It's exactly the kind of gadget that doesn't solve an urgent problem in your day, but, like the TICKEY we saw earlier, falls into that category of accessories that make your space feel more like yours, more personalized, with barely any effort on your part. This is the most ambitious, and also the earliest stage gadget on this entire list. Millie Bot, from the brand DreamCloud, an open-source, fully 3D printable AI robot. The core idea behind Millie is that it's modular and open-source by design. It's not a closed, factory-sealed product, but a platform anyone can study, modify, and print themselves. The creators pitch it both as a potential home companion and as an educational tool. In classrooms and makerspaces, it lets students learn how sensors, motors, and code interact in real time, and they can even design and print their own modules to expand what Millie can do. The use cases the brand lays out are varied. At home, as an autonomous companion, it can carry small objects, help with reminders, and interact through voice and facial gestures. In stores, as a mobile shopping assistant, helping locate products or prices. In offices, classrooms, and workspaces, as a tool for assistance and robotics education. We're closing out with a gadget from a brand you probably already know if you're into affordable home security. Wyze, with its Window Cam, a camera built specifically to solve one very particular problem: recording outside through your own window, without the glass ruining the shot with glare. Setup couldn't be simpler. It comes with a Velcro adhesive to stick it right onto the glass from inside your house. No drilling, no tools needed. Just peel, stick, and plug in. It includes a 10-foot cable with clips to keep things tidy. What sets it apart from a regular camera used through a window? Specialized anti-glare design. built specifically to eliminate the flare that usually ruins nighttime footage shot through glass. Enhanced color night vision thanks to an f1.0 aperture lens and an advanced BSI sensor, which the brand says can capture clear images even in very low moonlight or starlight. AI motion detection with real-time alerts. 24/7 local recording via micro SD card, no monthly subscription required. Bluetooth setup, no need to scan complicated QR codes. Compatible with Alexa, Google Assistant, and IFTTT. And with that, we've wrapped the full rundown. 16 gadgets, from a phone with a built-in robotic gimbal to a camera that sticks to your window. As always, I'll drop all the links in the description, organized in the same order they appeared in the video, so you don't have to go hunting for them. If you made it this far, you probably enjoyed the video as much as I enjoyed putting it together. So let me know in the comments which of these 16 was your favorite. And if you think I missed one, I should cover next time. If you enjoyed it, you know the drill. Smash that like button and subscribe so you don't miss the next batch of gadgets. See you in the next one.